Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. You're probably wondering where I disappeared for a while. I haven't been posting for a few months, and that's not because I've been doing nothing. I've been actually very busy. I've been busy with family. I've been busy here in the garage getting it ready for the winter and just improving the working conditions, if I can say it that way. So what I mean by that is I've reorganized my tools and I've built some racking here on the right hand side, which I will show you in a minute. The first job I did was actually to close this open roof here. There was no insulation, so it took me a while to insulate the whole attic or the whole roof space. I put felt as well just to keep the heat, and then I decided I was going to close it completely. I was just gathering junk there, some tools and stuff that I wasn't really using, so I decided to close it with plywood and install lights. So before I close it, actually the plywood, I installed 3 series of 4 lights. So I have 12 LED panel lights, and it's actually quite cool. I just wanted to show you. I have basically 3 of these remotes, so I can control the lights individually. I can switch whatever light I want, or I can just switch them on and off. So this is very, very practical, and it wasn't very expensive as well. You can get these kits pretty cheap. It was under £6-7 per 1 unit. So I have 3 of these units. The lights were expensive. What I found actually even more expensive for what it is was these white panels that actually hold them in place. But anyway, this took a wee while to build, and after I finished with the roof, I had to change the location of my sockets. I installed some 16 amp sockets on a separate breaker and just the standard 3-pin plug sockets, and they're all mounted on the wall, on the ceiling, so they're not in the way. I don't want to be tripping over cables and stuff if I'm working, and I just don't want the cables to be in the way. I want to be hanging rather than on the floor. And big purchase, the garage. I was planning to get a 2-post lift whenever I build my outside, my large shed garage that I've prepared the ground for, but this is going to be put on hold for a while. And I decided to get myself a mid-rise lift. So I got myself a 3-ton twin bush mid-rise lift, which is a really excellent lift, and it will make my job and all the restoration that I'm doing on my BMWs and any other car, it will make it much easier and much more enjoyable. Also, it should make it a bit easier for filming as well, because in the past videos I've been laying on my back, on my side. I've been working on axle stands, jacks, blocks under the tires. Just literally all these things are okay at the time, but I've decided to invest a little bit of money and actually do it a bit easier, and I want to enjoy myself, when I'm doing these things. So I bought myself some super heavy duty axle stand. This is something you probably see people using on a 40-foot heavily loaded lorry or a trailer. And so these are 10 ton each. I have 2 of them, and I have 2 more on order. I want to be able to lift the vehicle up, place them underneath, and then drop my mid-rise lift. So this way the sills and basically each side of the vehicle is not obstructed, so I can work away if you're doing any welding or if you're changing any brake lines, maybe a petrol car fuel filter on the BMWs. It will be obstructed if you're working on a mid-rise lift. So all these things should make my life much easier and the whole experience much more enjoyable. So enough just speaking without actually showing you what I've done. Again, it's not 100% tidy, as I have some other woodworking tools on the left hand side here, but it's work in progress. I just have to find storage for them, but it's looking much tidier and much better than the way it was before. So let me get my camera and I'll just show you around what I've done. This is my woodworking bench, which is super heavy duty, but I'm now using it for my mechanicking bits and pieces. Might put a layer of stainless steel or maybe aluminium, whatever I can get my hands on, just to protect the surface, and because it gets very dirty if you're putting some stuff with oil. I just think it's going to be much better. These are the super heavy duty axle stands that I was explaining. So this is working height from about 71 centimeters, I believe, to about 1.2 meters, which is more than what I would require. And that's obviously, I must show you my spanners here, all the different screwdrivers and long screwdrivers, Torx bits, hex bits, some BMW screws, bits and pieces like that. This is the control panel for the lift, and this is the actual lift itself. I'll show you what I've done here. I've built basically a ramp with plywood. I had some old plywood leftovers, and it was just the right width. It was cut in that size. So all I had to do is just screw these panels here just to double up for a bit of additional height. And then that makes it a bit easier to load a lower car. I have the 5 Series M Sport. They're very low. One of them has broken springs, so it will be much easier whenever I'm loading it. And yeah, it's a pretty cool bit of kit, I have to say. I have a little trolley thing with wheels and stuff like that, so I can move it if I wanted to. At the moment, I've anchored it to the concrete floor, just because whenever I load the vehicle, sometimes depending if you're loading a front wheel drive vehicle, it's not a problem. But if you're loading a rear wheel drive, which is most of my BMWs are, or all of my BMWs are actually, it seems to push it. So yeah, I decided to anchor it, and also it's a much more secure that way. I'm going to show you actually how it works. So you have 5 liters of hydraulic fluid here, which this was all set up for me when I purchased the lift. It was all pre-assembled, so I didn't have to worry about this. So basically you turn it on and press the up button. This lifts the 2 sides. You can hear the security clicks, and that's the full height of the lift. It lifts just over 1 meter, which is perfect for what I need, because my ceiling is quite low. I have 2.5 meters ceiling, so when I put a BMW on it, it's just perfect. I have about maybe 10-15 centimeters, maybe more, maybe 20 centimeters to the ceiling, which is just ideal. I don't obviously want to be too close, and yeah, that's my mid-raise lift. It wasn't cheap now. This is actually more expensive than a 4.2 ton 2-post lift. It cost me £2,200, including the additional trolley thing. Actually, I must show you. This is basically what you're using to pull it and control it, and then the wheel and the bracket are over there on that shelf, just over there, and then you get rubber pads for the lift as well. So this was all included in the price, and this was actually the price I went to collect it myself with my van and my trailer. So if you weren't obviously collecting, that would be another at least £100 on top of that for a delivery locally here in Northern Ireland. And yeah, finally here my shelving. This is heavy duty steel shelving. and it came from airfield sheds. So basically, this is really proper quality old stuff. And some of them are slightly bent, but this is obviously, they've been used and abused over the years. But they're reinforced. The shelving is reinforced, so it's very, very, very strong. It's not like the stuff you buy now. So you can see this here, this bar here. This is reinforced. So I've had maybe over maybe 150 kg, maybe more on a single shelf, and it holds absolutely no bother. And what I also got is a new garage door here, which is controlled with a remote control. I had an old one that wasn't sealed properly. It was just too old and it just needed replacing. So this is basically my remote. I can control it with my remote, so you can see it lifts, and then obviously you can just stop it and you can just bring it down. All operated with the remote control, and you can see at the top how it seals. It just pushes against the wall and it seals it. So that's very, very good if you're heating the space in the winter time. And the old door had maybe about a couple of centimeters gap on the bottom and the top. It just wasn't sealed at all. It wasn't weatherproof, so it was completely pointless to try and heat the place. So this is just, I mean, I meant to do this very, very quickly. It took a bit longer than I anticipated, but just wanted to show you around my garage, and basically where I'll be doing some of the work before I before I build my shed outside, which is planned to be here. I've spent a fortune so far on preparing ground. It's a massive space, by the way. But it's not going to happen this year, so I'm going to have to leave it for next year. So anyway, I'm going to pause this here, and yeah, I'll see you next time when we are actually ready to fix something. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.